Yo, how's it going everyone? This is K Collections, and today's video I'm going to talk about future events to plan for. Before all that, I just want to give you a huge shout out to Shin Asuka for basically inspiring this video, because you guys can read the comments, but the user asked me if I'm still going to summon for Jack. I haven't decided on that yet, but I do want to prioritize future servants and future banners. And that's when I realized we can easily lose track of the servants we want. I know I'm guilty of this, because seeing all the players getting Jack the Ripper and seeing other YouTubers streaming their polls, it's easy to fall into the trap of just wasting more Saint Quartz in summoning the servant. For myself, I wanted Jack the Ripper, but it wasn't a servant that I was prioritizing on. It wasn't really a servant that I really essentially need. Don't get me wrong again, I would love to have Jack the Ripper, but it wasn't a servant that I wanted to spend a lot of Saint Quartz on. But just seeing all the other players do so, again, it's so easy to lose track of what servants you really want. So that's why I want to make this video, to talk about the main 3 events that I think most likely will come out, this month and maybe early January, so we can all prioritize and prepare for those events, especially those new servants that we may want. I'll be using the Fate Wiki page. Of course, this is the Japanese version, but I'm going to use this as an example to talk about what we're going to potentially get on the NA version. And as we all know it, there's a high chance we're going to receive the London campaign this month, and there's just so many things to prepare for, especially Mordred, one of my personal favorite servants. And I know a lot of players want to invest their Saint Quartz on summoning her as well. Keep in mind, she is a story servant. She's not limited or anything. So, again, this is where you have to prioritize. Do you want to spend your Saint Quartz on limited servants in the future? Or do you want to spend some of your Saint Quartz on some of these non-limited servants? For me, Mordred was one of my favorite servants, so I'm definitely going to invest a good amount of Saint Quartz on her. So best of luck to all players who are trying to summon for her. And just keep in mind, this video isn't a guide of all the events. It's just basically a video talking about the potential servants, the craft essence, and basically the summoning campaigns of the 3 events I want to talk about, which is the London campaign, Saber Wars, and the Happy New Year's event, which I did talk about, but there will be significant changes probably, but we'll get to that later on this video. We're also going to receive Frankenstein, which is a 4-star Berserker, and I could definitely use more Berserkers. I don't know about you, but they're awesome, great for farming. We're also going to be receiving new 3-star servants, and they're right here. Feel free to check them out whenever you have the time. I'll put the link to this website in the description down below. But it's always nice just to receive new servants, especially if you're a free-to-play player. Since these are 3 stars, you could get them in the Friends Gacha. And for myself, I love collecting servants in general. I treat this game like Pokemon. Horrible comparison, but that's just how I enjoy the game. We all have our own methods, so don't judge me. We're also going to be receiving new craft essence as well, so let's take a look at the 500 years dedication. This is the 5-star one, and this is a very unique craft essence, because you guys can read it, of course, but basically when your unit gets killed, it applies MP seal to the killer for 2 turns, and it also applies Curse, which deals 1000 damage for 10 turns. And if you max limit break it, it'll do 2000 damage per turn instead of 1000. The NP seal is still for 2 turns, nothing has changed for that. But you can also use this craft essence for servants that commit suicide, basically. As you can see, Arash and Jinkei. All you gotta do is just target the enemy you want the effect on, and then just go on from there. Next, we're going to take a look at the 4-star craft essence, starting with Necromancy. So this is basically a Nightless Rose where you revive your unit that gets killed. But for this in particular, it's only a 50% chance of revival. So there is a chance involved, and you do recover only 500 HP. Now, if you max limit break it, you still have only 50% chance, but you now get 1000 HP upon recovery. And in my opinion, if you do have Nightless Rose, which was a limited time craft essence during the Narrow Fest, I believe, use that instead. It will cost you a bit more, but you have that guaranteed revival compared to this, where it's basically chance. If you don't have Nightless Rose, then this is honestly the next best thing for you. For the next 4-star craft essence, it is the Awakened Will. So basically this charges your NP gauge by 12%, but there's only a 60% chance that this will happen. On top of that, your unit will lose 500 HP each turn. So this is where you have to weigh the costs and the benefits, okay? Now, if you max limit break it, you will gain 15% instead of 12%. There's still that 500 HP loss, and it is still 60% chance of gaining, so it's not guaranteed. Lastly, we're going to take a look at the 3-star craft essence Clock Tower, and this is quite simple. It's a guaranteed 2% NP gain each turn, and if you max limit break it, it'll give you 3% instead of 2. So that's all the things I want to talk about for the London campaign. Next, I want to move on to the Saber Wars event. So for this event, there is a high possibility that this will come out in December, simply because Star Wars The Last Jedi is being released this month. But us players can't be absolutely 100% sure, but regardless, I still want to talk about this event because it's relatively close by. So like I mentioned, I'm not going to talk about the event itself. I'll probably do a specific overview guide once this event has been announced. I want to talk about the summoning campaign more specifically. On this banner, we're going to receive Mysterious Heroine X, which is a limited time servant, a 5-star assassin class, also a Saber face, so who doesn't love Saber, right? She's a servant that I definitely want. I especially love her Third Ascension artwork. It definitely looks great. Let me know if you guys want to summon her too. I know I will, but to be honest, I haven't really heard too many players going after this particular servant. We're also going to be receiving a raid up for Saber Alter and Nero. Me personally, I really want these servants, especially Saber Alter. I just love the design of the black armor and everything, so hopefully I do pull her once I summon on this banner. And of course, Nero is awesome as well. Like I said, who doesn't like a saber-faced servant? For the craft essence, I'm not going to talk too much about them because, like I said, I will do an overview guide where I'm going to talk about more specifics, especially about the craft essence, but let's just take a look real quick. So, the 5-star limited time craft essence will, of course, give you a drop rate increase. The Saber Wars will be a grinding event, so this is perfect for drop rates, and for the effects, it basically gives you 100 damage increase each turn, having a max of 1,000, and if you max limit break it, it would then be 1,200. So, going to the 4-star craft essence, it basically, again, helps you with drop rate, and for the effect, it's a 65% chance to heal 750 HP each turn, which to me is honestly great, because, especially if you max limit break it, having 1,000 HP each turn potentially can add up a lot. And 65%, it isn't very high, but it isn't very low either. It's beyond 50%, so that's always great on my book. For the 3-star craft essence, True Shot, again, it helps with the drop rate. For the effects, it gives a holder basically an attack guarantee even if the opponent or whichever your target has evade on. It also increases crit damage by 3%, and if you max limit break it, it will increase the crit damage to 5%. Now we're going to talk about the New Year's event, and of course the Japanese version and the NA version could be completely different because our Thanksgiving event was more or less similar to this, so I don't think we're going to have a 5-star guaranteed summon banner again, and I don't believe we're going to have like Skaha, Gilgamesh, and Kentoki in this banner, but I do believe we will receive the Arjuna and Karna quest and their banner as well. So basically this quest is very much like Skahag's event, where it's a great opportunity to try out these servants if you're on the fence of summoning them or not. For myself, I already love Karna as a servant. He's awesome. I'm already going to invest a good amount of Sancors on him. So moving down to the summon campaign, like I said already, we're probably not going to receive the limited time servants. Oh, keep in mind, Karna and Arjuna aren't limited time servants, so you may or may not want to prioritize them depending on how much you like these servants. But let's just take a quick look at Karna. Again, one of my favorite servants, especially because I watched him kick so much ass in the new Fate series. I especially love his second stage artwork. Just love that red cape or cloak, whatever you want to call it. And here's just a quick look at Arjuna. I don't really know too much about this servant. Of course, he is an archer class. He looks cool, don't get me wrong. But like I said, he's relatively unknown to me. We'll see if I want him in the future, especially when other YouTubers or other individuals do more research on this specific servant. So let me know if you guys are planning to pull on the Arjuna and Karna banner. Again, I do believe they're going to have that as a New Year's event, along with the new craft essence. If you are planning to pull on this banner, which servant are you after? Again, for me, Karna, absolutely 100%. For the craft essence, I'm actually not going to talk about them. You can actually see the effects right on the screen right now, but the reason why I don't want to talk too much about them because I absolutely have no idea if the Karna and Arjuna banner will be the same as the New Year's banner or if they're going to be completely different, so I don't want to get ahead of myself. Honestly though, I think they're going to be the same. However, once the event has been announced, then I'll go into more specifics. Well, those three were the banners I wanted to talk about. If you like this video, hit the like button, and also don't forget to comment down below to tell me which banner are you most excited for. Which servant do you want the most? It could be any of the servants and the banners that I talked about, or it could be a banner way far in the future. Like, I know a lot of people want Joan of Arc Altar, or J Altar for short. I know I'm probably gonna wail for her, as well as Merlin. Those servants are way in the future, but I'd like to hear which servant you want to prioritize and want the most. For me specifically, I'm definitely going to summon on the London banner because of the new servants, and I really like Mordred, as well as the Karna banner that I just talked about because, again, he's an awesome servant. I may not invest as much Saint Quartz on the Saber Wars. I'll probably put a set amount and then just go on from there. So, best of luck to all players. Good luck if you're still summoning on the Christmas banner. And don't forget to set a budget for yourself if you do intend to spend money on this game. And if you're free to play, just start prioritizing which servant you want because, Saint Quartz are a very, very valuable resource for you. Lastly, again, I always want to thank all my subscribers, all the people who commented, liked my videos. Have fun with the Christmas event. It's honestly an amazing event. I love the lottery system, and good luck with everything like I said before. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel as I'll do a lot more Fate Grand Order videos. Good luck. Till next time, guys, have an awesome day.